How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Mullen Automotive. On the Thursday, at the end, it ended up being down 10% on the day. So many people are giving me those questions. Have you been taking a look at the technicals? What do you see it doing for the coming week? Have you heard about some recent press releases that have been coming out? So we'll discuss it in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for MULN. Let's see how it performed on Thursday. So it ended up closing at $2.16, being down 10% on the day. On the low, it tested $2.11, and then on the high, testing $2.37. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 54.863 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 82.948 million shares. So we had below the average in regards to volume, and we also seen a pullback in the stock. When we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below is at 45.22. And then when we take a look at the moving averages here on our chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day. We're also below the 21-day EMA, but we are above the 50-day. So if you guys remember what I was saying in my previous video, if we continue to see weakness, we want to be able to hold support at $2. So what we saw on Thursday, we had a low of $2.11. So if this level does break, we want to see $2 hold up. The 50-day moving average is now at $1.89, and the moment we break through 189, that's where we will fill the gap to the downside, which is around $1.79. And I know many people are actually looking to take an entry around this area because since the gap will be filled, it can make the chart look a lot more healthy and we still have a catalyst that we can look forward to. So what I'd want to see from there, bulls stepping in and being able to push the price back all the way so we can get some price action at least to the 21-day EMA, which is at $2.45. We did see a high of $2.37, so that is not too far off whatsoever. And then all we really need to do is just consolidate above 245. If we can consolidate above 245 and we have buyers stepping in, or if we get a catalyst, that's where I can see Mullen getting back above $3. And the key level to look out for when we do get to $3 is getting above $3.50. If we're able to do that, we have some strength above the 100-day, and then see if we can get a test to 4. The last time we did this, there was a good amount of selling pressure. So that is one thing you want to keep an eye on because this could happen again. But like I've said in my previous video, for volatile stocks like these, they thrive on volume. So in order for us to actually get above 4 and make a further move to the upside, that buying pressure definitely needs to be there. Now let's go on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Mullen. Scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we're going to go over the recent filings. So first we have Cutler Group LP that purchased 34,082 shares, and then we see Cutler Group LP that went in with some puts with a value of shares of 142,200 shares. And we also see again with calls of 838,800 shares, and then we see XR Securities LLC that went in with the calls with a share value of 16,900 shares. So now when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 47.75%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 14.72 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.7 million, updated 17 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow-fee rate, it is at 64.48%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 13th, it's at 47.93, and then for the close of the 14th, being at 47.75. So what this shows us, Mullen does have short squeeze potential, especially since the short interest percentage of the float is at 15.49%. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Mullen Automotive. So we see on the inflow, it was at 23.06 million, and then on the outflow, it was at 24.75 million. So we had an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 0.44 million. On the medium, it was 15.79 million, and then on the small, it was 6.83 million. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 1.30 million. On the medium, it was 16.91 million, and then on the small, it was 6.54 million. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for April the 14th, we had an outflow day of just over 860,000, and then on the 13th, having an outflow of just over 832,000. So out of the past 5 trading days, 4 of them have been outflow days for Mullen. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 22.92%. No surprises why it's this high, because we know that Mullen is a very volatile stock. And with all of the selling pressure that we've seen happening in the markets, especially on the Thursday, this is to be expected. So let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Mullen Automotive, before we start talking about the technicals and the price action, as far as recent press releases, so we hear that they're under an investigation and we have lawsuits coming out everywhere. And I'm going to let you know, this happens all the time inside of this stock market. So when I hear this kind of stuff, I'm just like, okay, whatever. But do know, I do not look at Mullen Automotive as an investment. I look at it as a speculative play. So I feel like for yourself, you need to figure out why are you in the play, and if you are trading it, what are you using in regards to risk management? And what are you looking at in regards to what your position will be? Because when it comes to the price action, we talked about that there's a gap to the downside that needs to be filled at $1.79. So I want to look forward to seeing Mullen test $2. If it goes down to $2, you want to see that level hold. If it pulls back more, then I want to see the next level hold up around $1.89, which is right around the 50-day moving average. But I feel if it gets down to that level, of course, I see it filling in the gap at 179. And I always said to add that to your homework and as well as your due diligence. I've talked about this in my previous videos already, and it's part of the reasons why I have not gone in with a position again. This is just a smart way to go about doing things. I know many people just wanted to buy in because of FOMO. You see so many videos online on social media telling you that this stock is going to go to the moon. They do have a catalyst that is coming. I am not ignoring that fact, but at the same time, we can't ignore what the charts are telling us. And this stock has been on quite the downtrend. So let's see if it can fill in that gap at 179, and then we want to see the bulls coming back into the play, buying this stock up, and then we're seeing if we can make a move up further. And the reason why this is very important, there are many who are inside of this play for speculative reasons, especially when it comes to the news around the Fortune 500 company that has put in an order. So as soon as when we get updates on that, and if we could actually fill in that gap and make a move back up, I want to see Mullen get to at least above $3.57 so we can make that move going to $4. So keep an eye on $3.57 and as well as $4. As far as 4 is concerned, this is an area that has a lot of selling pressure. So the only way for Mullen to actually get past this level is to have buying pressure, more volume. We are not getting that at the moment. There's a lot of uncertainty, and as far as the investigations, the lawsuits, and a lot of the FUD that's out there online, that's not helping the stock either. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, we do see some activity, but we also do see a lot of hedging as well. And then when we took took a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential, but this is only going to become a big factor unless we have more volume coming in. This is very crucial for this stock to move quickly. You saw when it was getting a lot of attention. As soon as when that attention dies down and a lot of traders start moving on to other plays, we see stocks that pull back. And that's why I say it's better for you to wait for the right opportunity, and why I emphasize keeping an eye on that 179 level, which is a gap fill to the downside. A lot of haters came across. I know I sound like a broken record here, but I want you to use this experience if you were to play at a much higher price, and make sure that, you know what, for the next stock that I look at, I'm going to be a lot more wiser when it comes to my entries. Not only will this help you become a better trader, but it does reduce FOMO and it gets you on the track of building great habits. The last thing that you want to do is just throw your money out of play because you've heard that it got so much attention on social media and so many people are telling you, hey, it's going to be going to the moon. It doesn't work that way. And if it did, every single person that puts their money in the stock market would be crushing it. So let's see how the stock performs for this coming week. I'll continue to keep you in the loop. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.